Hi, I'm Stan DeFreitas, Mr. Green Thumb for AskMrGreenThumb.com. People ask about growing clematis. Now, it's a vining plant that tends to be kind of a gangly looking plant, but people often like to try to start it from seed. And I can tell you with seed, the problem is you may get some genetic diversity. So you may not get exactly what you had before. In fact, you probably won't. Remember back to your science, the father and mother giving half the chromosomes. And the same thing is true with plant material. So often you may pick a flower that has a certain color from your clematis, and you might get something slightly different or slightly different in size. It's normally going to be something you're going to keep those seeds, you're going to let them dry out. And typically they dry out near the fall to the early part of winter. Now, clematis typically are grown in mostly the northeastern to central part of America, so you're not going to find it so much in the deep south. But clematis, when you do save those seeds, make sure that you get a good soil mixture like we have, and you're going to take that peaty perlite type mixture and plant your seeds about a ½ inch deep. You don't want to go a whole lot deeper because the seed has to germinate back up through. And save as many seeds as you can. I normally save seeds in a dry paper towel, but you can use many other ways to hold those seeds for a while. If the seed does start to get too much moisture, it'll probably start to germinate. It normally takes about 10 days to 20 days to get clematis seeds to germinate. They're relatively easy to germinate if you make sure they get a bright sunlight, they're in a good sterile soil, and if you keep them moist. Remember, if they get too dry, well, they'll die. So you've got to make clematis seeds, like other seeds, moist. Plant them out into a good location where they're going to get bright sun, and they should do very well for you. Clematis is a beautiful flowering plant that's become a staple in much of America. Those are my tips on how to grow clematis from seed. I'm Mr. Green Thumb.